No, I'm. Oh, you're gonna run. Oh, that's a 7. That's a 7. It's online.
Okay, everyone, can I get you guys to pay attention, please?
Is that it?
Because we'll be starting soon.
Wait, go back a slide.
Alrighty. Good evening, everyone. Today we'll be going through Arduino basics. Hopefully everyone has filled in the form. I know I've annoyed all of you. I'm sorry, but it's something we got to do. Yeah. All right, so today we're going to have 2 parts. So we're going to begin by doing some basic Arduino introductions, mainly because we're not quite sure if everyone here has any experience with Arduino, but since most of you guys do have Arduino IDE, hopefully it's not going to be too bad for you guys. So we'll be going through a quick introduction. We'll be going through the hardware or the Arduino Nano. We'll be interfacing with the Nano, and we'll also be introducing you guys to basic Arduino libraries. All right, so the Arduino is basically just a microcontroller that allows us to interface electronics with our computers. It's really not that hard to use. For the Sumobots competition, all of you guys should have gotten an Arduino Nano in your kits. And all the Arduino boards have pins that allow us to connect our electronics, and we can utilize the Arduino IDE software to implement our ideas.
Can I borrow a PowerPoint? Is there a free slot?
Right.
Not yet.
So,
Not yet.
Today in our basic exercise, we're going to be using the Arduino Nano, a breadboard, and Arduino IDE. And we'll just go through each of the components afterwards as well. All right. So for the Arduino specifications, all right, we have 2 types of pins. We have digital and analog. With the difference between the digital pins and the analog pins is basically just on the Arduino Nano is that digital only has 2 states, which is just a high or low, whereas the analog has a range. Yep, so the Arduino pins, as I already said, has both digital and analog, and they assign multiple functions. However, the main function is to act as either an input or an output. Inputs we'll be using generally in the Sumobots competition is just the ultrasonic module distance measuring sensor, the infrared sensor or the light sensor, a button, and also we'll be using DC motors as well. All right, so this is just a lot of information. You don't really need to know it too, I guess, thoroughly. But anyways, for the analog, you can only receive analog and digital signals. You cannot transmit analog signals, only digital. For the Nano, the analog pins can be used as digital outputs, and the analog input pins convert input voltage between 0 volts and 5 volts to a digital value via ADC. All right, the digital pins can also only receive and transmit digital signals. Each pin can provide or receive a current of 40 milliamps and has a pull-up resistance of about 20 to 50 k ohms. Each digital pin can be used as an output or input or output, and there's also high or low signals, as we've already mentioned. And also, all of our inputs are digital, so we'll mainly only be using the digital pins. All right, so the Arduino Nano, the pins and features. So we have the TX-RX, which is the serial pins. We have power pins. So 5-volt pin supplies the 5 volts, whereas the bin can supply between 7 to 12 volts, depending on the power supply. The USB port, we can load a program from the Arduino IDE onto the Arduino board, and there's a reset button as well, which basically just resets the program on the Arduino board. All right, so with breadboards, you guys should all have breadboards in your kits. If they follow this, I guess, diagram, we basically just have the horizontal holes, which are linked together, but not across the middle divider. And we also have the vertical bus strips, which are continuous down the side of the board, but do not cross the middle divider. I'm sure if you guys have done some basic ELEC courses, that should have been covered in the course, like slides, which should be all good. hopefully. If you guys have any questions, just ask us and we'll help you. Yes, you.
So basically, Arduino libraries are collections of code that let you extend functionality. It's just a bunch of functions that you can call again. So, next slide. So setting up your Arduino software, just open up your IDE and make sure your board type is correct. So open up, go to the tools, drop down to the board and make sure you have Nano selected. You've got to make sure that you're also using the right COM port.
Make sure you just check if everyone's got that already.
Just get to that now.
That's do you want to check if everyone's done that?
Go around.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so using the device manager. So this is a long way. So where you're meant to do it. Go to device manager, you search for ports, you look for the right port to figure out which one your Arduino is. But the quick way you can do it is just unplug and plug your Arduino back in, and you can pick out the right port. So to add your Arduino libraries, we won't be doing that today, but just in case you guys wanted to know, just locate the sketch tab at the top, click include library, then manage libraries. You'll be able to add your own. So it's time for an exercise. So we'll be using the LED on your Arduino Nano to write a word in the Morse code. So just open up the pasted link and start the code. Just start a code.
That's not solved.
Oh, that's the answer.
Yes, it is. We can hide all. Okay, no, it's going to be something.
So wait, don't open the pasted link yet, because that's the solution.
I mean, I treat it on this one. Okay, now we have to change this one. Yeah, because we need to put in static just because.
I told you to put it in. This is my plan.
I can just
Wait,
put
so
it in
basement is a solution?
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
it's a solution.
Do you not have it on? Wait, just go to the next slide. Open up the basement and cover a missile.
Yeah.
We can open up. Yeah, it's
Wait, just
we're gonna stop. Should I stop sharing?
Wait, no, don't stop sharing. Just go to a different slide. Could you flip to the camera? Could you flip to the camera and then go to a different page? I just want to freeze the screen.
This is fine. Because this is just a blinking pause.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. It makes it the slides to explain the code. Yeah, I mean, this is fine because you can just explain the code before starting code here. Can't you? Because
That's like the slide on like
that's probably more accurate towards just the about right?
I guess yeah.
Because this is just basic stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so the code I'm going to show is just the start, like blinking pause.
Alright, so you got that's it. Just open up your Arduino IDs and copy the setup. And we provide you some starter code to link and to force to write something in Morse code. You guys can open up your own Morse code table. Just search it up on Google and it should come up. And yeah, just attempt to write a word.
If anyone is struggling, please just ask. We'll be walking around and helping out with everything, because I know that we did run through everything quite quickly, but I think doing exercises is usually the best way to learn as well. But yeah, if anyone needs help, please let us know.
Yes.
We'll be doing this exercise for about 15 minutes, but if everyone finishes quite quickly, we'll be moving on. All right, thank you.
I don't think there's any point explaining it. It's in like a horrendous place. Where like the Matthews like cat food.
I guess. You got the spare and I know, but do you have a spare cable?
Are there any things left in there?
Actually, I don't want this. The taste of this. Why do you want it?
That's more readable.
Why don't you just get Angus and wine? Shouldn't you be buying drinks on there?
How many boys live in your family? Days there.
Nobody. Where do you probably take me like trial and error? It'll take me like 2 days. Yeah, exactly. I did.
I will figure it out over the next few days. Is this fine or is it fine?
This is as long as you do the homework.
Oh, so turning it exactly 90 degrees. Oh, that's horrible. Because I don't think you physically can turn 90 degrees. Like exactly 90 degrees on the dot. There's no way because I actually don't think it's possible to do this. How it's set up is updates every like certain percent. So it's the accuracy is yeah, but like if we want, you can't specify like target to this. Yeah, but like it's only as accurate as your sample. Right now, let's say if it only runs every second, that means when once it reaches a certain point, it takes a second to stop.
Hello everyone. Sorry to interrupt. Could I get everyone's attention, please? We'll be starting again in a couple of minutes. If anyone still needs help with their code, please let us know. Put your hand up and we'll help out. All right, and we'll be right with you. Thank you.
I spent so much time unless he's literally guessing like stop the to account for the rest of the distance. Then that's just horrible. Is it really just guess and check until it's what a fucking super side. No, because like what you have to do is basically there's like a delay in like when it stops, right? So then you should keep checking positions until that you hit like the first position with a delay equals yeah, but if you guess it checking like how much it moved, what's the point of this equation? What we I spent like 5 hours trying to rotate my degrees. It just doesn't work. I don't get the rotation values. Apparently someone trusts this one. I really don't know how to do it. Oh, but there it's not like 6 like it's got 6.
What do you do in stack motor?
Go read the about me website.
Want to share?
How many stands?
One. Just the one step.
That's fucking pussy shit.
Dude, I got fucking breath tested yesterday. So it went okay. Okay, everyone, could I get your attention again, please? Yep, okay, because we'll be moving on quite soon and we're going to be covering stuff involving our sensors, which you guys probably want to pay attention to mainly because that's what your robot's going to rely on. All right, thank you for your cooperation, guys. All right, we'll be moving on very soon.
Alright, so we're just going over a quick revision of C. If you guys have already done 1.5.1, then this will be really easy for you guys. And we'll be introducing you guys to the ultrasonic rangefinder and the fire online column. So when we're programming, we use these things called conditional statements, which is if and else, which allows you to branch your code when you're doing stuff. So we take a look at this flow chart. Is the variable resistor, is the value of the variable resistor greater than 500? If it's a yes, then we turn on the LED. If it's a no, then we turn on the LED. That's what the flowcharts say. And to turn this into code, it essentially looks like this. If analog read AO, which is the pin, is greater than 500, then digital write pin 11, which is what the LED is attached to, a high. And some more examples of if and else, but with else if. So if you take a look here, it is just a yes and no. So what else if introduced is you can have a third option. So looping. Looping is where you basically just repeat the same lines of code. Well, not the same lines, but the code repetitively. So if you take a look here in the on the right, it says while condition, and inside everything inside that while will repeat itself from the top. So an example here, while I is less than 255, so I has been defined as 0. So it'll be printing the word bluey into the serial monitor, and it'll be printing that 255 times because the loop updates right at the bottom. And to get your values from your pin, you just create yourself a variable, so like sensor value, and you read from the input pin that you've wired to.
All right, so the ultrasonic rangefinder. So how does it work? I mean, you guys probably all did maths in high school. So the speed of sound is used to calculate the distance with a formula, right? So basically, it will transmit and it'll sound wave, or wait, yeah, and it'll basically bounce off an object and go back to the receiver, right? So I mean, using just maths, distance is equal to speed times time, and that's basically what the ultrasonic rangefinder will be operating on. All right, so the ultrasonic rangefinder has 4 pins. It has a VCC power pin, which has 5 volts. It supplies the power to generate the ultrasonic pulses. The trigger pin, where the Arduino sends the signal to start the ultrasonic pulse. The echo pin, where the ultrasonic rangefinder sends the information about the duration of the trip taken by the ultrasonic pulse to the Arduino. And the ground pin, which is just connected to ground. All right, so what can we use the ultrasonic rangefinder for? These are just to help you guys get a bit of inspiration for your Sumobot. It can be used to track the opponent with multiple rangefinders by creating a primitive tracking system to push them off. We can also use it to tell the robot to increase speed once it is in close range to an opponent and push the opponent out of the arena. And if it detects an opponent advancing, we can use the ultrasonic rangefinder to do a fancy dodge or tag maneuver. Like, it's literally up to you guys. When we're using the ultrasonic rangefinder, what we'll be doing in the next exercise is we'll have pin 13 to echo, pin 10 to trig, ground to ground, and VCC to 5 volts. We'll be going around again to help you guys with this exercise. So if you guys are struggling, please let us know, and anyone who's available will try and help out. All right, so another sensor that you'll be using during the Sumobots competition is the IR line follower. So what is it? What does it do? Yep, so A light follower basically just consists of infrared light, an infrared light sensor and an infrared LED. So it works by illuminating the surface with infrared light, and the sensor then picks up the reflected infrared radiation, and based on its intensity, it determines the reflectivity of the surface in question. All right. When light falls on the white surface, it is almost fully reflected, and in the case of a black surface, light is completely absorbed. This behavior of light is used in building a light follower robot. So features of the line follower, it's got 5 volts direct current. The detector distance is 10 millimeters. It's got a built-in TCR T5000 sensor. It's compatible with Arduino and Raspberry Pi. The detector type is a phototransistor, an operating range within 20% relative collector, current 0.2 millimeters to 15 millimeters. The typical output current under test is 1 milliamps, and the IR emitter wavelength is 1950 nanometers. Yep. All right. So the IR line follower, the IR sensor consists of 3 pins, in which the VCC and ground pins are connected to the 5-volt supply and the ground pin on the Arduino, just like the ultrasonic rangefinder. And the output pin of the IR sensor can also be connected to the Arduino. All right. So this is just a preliminary wiring for Arduino connected to the light sensor. But we will unfortunately not be going through that today, as you guys will probably be relying on the ultrasonic rangefinder more. All right, so time for another exercise. Can we? Yeah, cool. All right, so the ultrasonic rangefinder exercise, this is like just the startup code. You guys can basically copy that down, and every few minutes we'll be revealing a few more lines of code, just so you guys can practice with that sort of stuff. If you guys need any help, please let us know, and we'll be walking around now.
Oh, yeah, true.
Yeah, so the exercise that we're going to be doing now is basically trying to measure distance with our rangefinder. I know that we're going to throw you guys a bit in the deep end, but good luck. We'll be helping you out, and if you guys are stuck, code will be released quite soon. All right.
They're gonna start talking again. It's fine. I don't need to tell them to start talking again. All right, cool. Should we just explain what the code does? Do you want to explain what the code does? The beginning code.
Basically, just sets the pins or output and every pin to input. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory.
I mean, if you want, you can, but like it would just go around. See.
We'll go around. I think that's what.
That's
If
not
I
much
tell them
of it.
now, yeah, if I tell them now, it's not like I can. Yeah, so I could just tell them.
Okay.
Leo moved in that. I like that first.
Do you need wires?
Oh, wait, never mind. That's the line. So we want the opposite. Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out. Yeah, it's fine.
What's happening?
I just wouldn't mind.
Yeah. I'm consent pool.
All right, everyone, we're going to be releasing a few more lines of code. Hopefully you guys are doing okay with the actual ultrasonic rangefinder exercise.
You don't release the new lines of code. It's like 7:50. 7:50.
few more minutes, we'll be releasing more code. So if you guys are still struggling, please let us know. Wait, what? Pizza? Now. All right, everyone. Can you guys please listen up really quick? Guys at the back, please be quiet. Thank you. All right, so as you guys have probably realized, there's pizza here already. Could we please get one person from each table to go get some pizza? All right, I mean, you guys can all race, but please do not make it too messy. All right, thank you.
What's the good?
It's like 7 people.
Yeah, but like it's probably not bad. If they want to do it, they'll do it.
We'll also be releasing more of the code. You guys can try and follow it, and hopefully your sensors work.
Is that the whole code?
There's one more. So.
I know there's one more.
What's the one more?
But yes, your whole code is now, like the whole code for just using the ultrasonic rangefinder is actually on the screen right now. If you guys would like, you can try and follow it. There's an extra exercise for people who are a bit more eager. And we'll be going through how to calibrate the line sensor at your table. No, not the line sensor, sorry, the ultrasonic sensor at your tables. Right, thank you.
It's really tasty here.
Just charges.
You don't want vanilla? That's not my favorite. We just take it out. There might have been a five I found out like. I think I don't know. It's either $5 per person or it was just.
We ever responds.
Nice.
Yeah, that's yours.
Like the last night.
Yeah, I am. Like I tried. Basically, if I do this, I'll do
And the fact that no one took over us.
Very good, very nice.
Why has the Prince Seven been like separated out? Why has the Prince Seven been separated Distance equals tiring. Tiring. I feel very Really? You didn't have any classes?
Yeah.
What about assignments? Yes. Oh, I see. No, see, I feel like that is like weird because I have a quiz tomorrow morning. Well, it's at 1 p.m. But I have class from 9 to 12. It's morning to me. So yeah, I'm doing yeah, I have to watch the electronics, right? It's worth 5%. Because every weekend it's terrible. Yeah, so
I'm just gonna check if people are
Did you figure out what you're gonna do?
I also don't know what I'm doing.
You're just gonna go around. And see.
I can do that before, but I feel like I don't know enough to like solve it. Yeah, but I have a 5-year degree, so I'm doing mechatronics and computer science. It's
Oh, really? Like everyone here. Like you.
Like such a niche thing.
Wow, it's so neat. So like the four of us.
All right. Has anyone completed the ultrasonic rangefinder code and got it actually working? Yes, no? No? Okay. Oh, is that a hand? Sweet. All right, I'll be right with you.
Okay, what I'm doing. How do I do it? Oh my god, it's so Oh wait, are they competing?
I literally don't know what's going on.
This is someone else. She made it like this. It wasn't like she wasn't supposed to be like that before.
So it's because you're this person there.
If anyone else has completed the rangefinder code, I can come around and help you guys calibrate it. If not, then you guys can keep on trying. And if you guys think you can settle it yourself, just let me know. All right, thank you.
What if it's just a random person that like gets checked?
That's what Brandon. Durations in the seconds. Are you supposed to know? Yeah. You've played with doing this before. I've never touched it. What is it? So it's one of these things. Yeah, what's the constant? Why is it 0? Why is it 0? There are whites in that. Look, there isn't a sick here, so.
How much money have you guys gonna get?
Why is it? Did you write this? No, I didn't. You presented. Yeah. All right, let me test. Why is it less than equal to 2?
I met someone with like $30,000. I met someone with $30,000 to get you. Yeah.
How would you have done it?
First of all, why this is
It doesn't get you.
What do you mean?
yeah, there's like yeah, the bubble like apple like what is it?
But you can still make close.
Yeah,
It's only delayed if it's in range.
also like why is this like it makes it better? You just leave that outside of the top. There's no reason that should be on.
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you just rewrite this thing?
Exactly.
Oh, that's all the negative.
Now it's time to draw anything.
Like just whatever YouTube video.
You should have rewritten the file. Yeah, I'm putting off that's instead of
Yeah, just like
I'm gonna finish my lecture.
You've got 10 more minutes, alright?
Yeah.
How long is it gonna take you to watch 10 minutes?
How do you like calibrate like the sensor? It's like it's different. If it's like not 5, like if they're at like 5 centimeters, it's 5. But if they're at 10, so it like changes. It's not just like yeah, not like just so she's the sensor, right? So like the advice would be like deal with it. Like don't rely on
That's how long it gets.
In the future, if you ever do something.
Yeah, well, can I stop you?
Yeah, I thought I watched the lecture. I finished. It's just 5% for one lecture. Yeah, it's 2 hours. It's like easy. 5%?
Are they lectures that stuff? That sucks to me.
But if you have a lecture,
Yeah, no, but on Unity,
yeah, so
no, but on
my
Unity,
friends like that.
on Unity, they schedule it as much as you possibly. But
No,
they do not clash.
yeah, but they've just done it in the lecture slot, not as like a.
Yeah, but in that lecture slot, they allow clashes.
Yeah, exactly, right? And that's what happened to a lot of people. Like, he didn't put like a.
They're really not allowed to do that.
What do you mean?
Are you taking the course? I'm not taking the course. No, but like, you can make it to school. Like,
Really?
yeah, it's not.
But he gave them an alternative.
Oh, yeah. If the alternative is like, we can do it again.
But it's still technical.
I mean,
I don't see, like, I don't have the study, I don't have the entire play.
but like, my next thing is.
Yeah, no, definition, I think like a question.
Just most of them are my experience. Like, enough of you.